Sarah says, is one step at a time not analogous to the UN in terms of organisation? Good idea in theory, but difficult to see how it will translate into practical reality. The UN tries to coordinate a couple of hundred countries around basic issues like poverty reduction, sanitation, primary education. Yes, I'm simplifying this a bit, she says. Whereas OSAAT is trying to organise thousands of organisations around thousands of issues. How would this work in practice? I think that's true, Sarah. That
very true.
That the UN is like trying to bring countries together on big campaign issues. But the main problem with the United Nations is that it's a highly politicised space. And because it's a highly politicised space, and because it's being dominated by political leaders who have political interests at heart, and we've always known that those are some of the very things which prevent really big issues to be addressed because of economic interests, etc., feelings of unfairness. The UN is not necessarily the appropriate site for campaigns to take place or for civil society to really gather together.
You can split off the main project into small sort of groups of people who can then report up to people sort of further up the chain, and then they can sort of consolidate everyone's views and then let everybody know what everybody else thinks. Like, you don't need everyone to be on one committee together when you can disseminate information in such like a cloud-based way.
One step at a time is not sort of a competition against the UN in any way, because the UN has an arm of civil society, very focused on civil society. It's not a competition. It's inclusive of the United Nations, but the UN is not the only place that that brings together civil society organisations.
I think one step at a time here, we need to really look at it in the wider context. We need to see that we want to make a big difference in the globe as a general, rather than just, each country wants to focus on them more than any other thing. And I admit that some charities will admit that we want to focus on our charity more than anything else, but we need to have a look at the wider picture. At the end of the day, we're in one world. Sorry for the cliche there. But.